Hello and welcome here at the online lessons.tv show. My name is Florian and we have a very special guest tonight here. He's one of the most recorded German drum artists. And who is it? It's Felix Lehrmann. I don't want to talk too much. He's going to play for us the first song by a German guitar player whose name is Martin Miller, and the track is called Fresh Ducks. So enjoy that one. What an incredible performance! Mr. Felix Lehrmann. The track is called Fresh Ducks by Markus Miller, German guitar player who he's playing with really on a regular basis. And I'm really pleased to have him here in our show. Welcome here, Felix. Hey, nice to have you here.
Likewise. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. For everybody who doesn't know that, we are streaming live, so everything that happens here, he's playing live. There's no fallback or anything. So
maybe setbacks, but no fallbacks.
Exactly. Felix, you've been on stage since the age of 7, but it's a funny story because you haven't been on the stage as a drummer, but as a roadie for your father.
So you look it up on Wikipedia, right?
Exactly. What happened there? Or can you tell us something about that time?
I got nothing to do with my Wikipedia page. I have to update this. I used to join my father at like every gig around Berlin in that area. He took me with him.
And he's a professional guitar player, right?
He still to this day plays actively. And I was never a roadie for him, but I was always there, and so the people kind of made it up. The guy who's always there. There was a scene when I had to bring up the guitar. He was warming up backstage. He bring the guitar on stage. People already there, and I brought it up, put it in the stand. People were applauding. Yeah.
Yeah, but since that age, you've been in contact with professional musicians, so to say, and
yeah, even earlier. So since I can remember my first memories of joining my father at the gig, I was like 2 or 3. So,
oh wow!
So it's always been there.
Okay.
Thanks, Dad.
But I hope the next fact is true. The thing is, you've been also heavily influenced by the music of Joe Zawinul.
Oh yes.
And especially of his drummer Paco Seri and his hi-hat playing. I mean, which is, when I saw you for the first time, which was years ago at the Music Master, you've been playing there at a booth, the thing was like, you always were talking about especially hi-hat and how important it is, or which kind of important instrument it is in the drum set. How did you choose that, or how did you get the sound for such fine nuances?
As I said, I had contact with music at a very young age. I was 11 when I saw Joe Zawinul for the first time.
Live?
Live.
Oh, wow.
And that changed everything. I mean, I could sense it. There's a difference there. There's another level somehow there compared to all the fantastic players I saw before, but it really made a difference. It was never the same again from this day on. But because Paco is such a little strong guy, fantastic player. Oh man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but how do I get the nuances? I just listened to music all the time. We had a great record CD collection at home. So.
And did you ever take lessons, or did
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of private teachers. I started taking lessons when I was 7 or 8. And then had this one teacher, his name is Frank Schirmer. And then we moved on to another teacher. And so I had 3 or 4 until I was 19 or 20 years. I had, like once a week, had to see a private teacher. Yeah.
Wow. And by the age of 17, you joined the band Della Miles?
Yeah, she's an American singer. She used to be background for Whitney Houston, and then sooner or later they all strand in Germany. And yeah, she took me on tour with her when I still had to.
How did you get that gig? I mean, especially at that age. I mean, you were 17.
Yeah.
As a drummer, normally in Germany, it's always important to have an own car at least.
Yeah. My father, he drove me through the city so many times. It was at a jam session at a world famous club in Berlin called the Quasimodo. Beautiful club, and there was a jam session every Wednesday. I played there. I took the night bus and trains. It took me really like 2 hours to get home at night, to be back at 8 in the morning in math class. It was like, but on the same day I met Della Miles on that session. The same day I met Oliver Rivo from the band Rivo 3, a trio I used to play with. And I met a guy from Culture Candela. I toured with them as well. But it was like a magic night. It changed a lot for me. I mean, I was there quite a lot at this session, but this one particular night, I don't know what happened, but the stars, the planets have been in the right constellation.
Okay. Now let's do a huge jump into the present. You are busy on the road, playing, gigging. How did the schedule for you look like, let's say, the past 6 or 8 weeks?
I can't remember.
I mean, you just flew in from a drum festival in Barcelona, right?
That's right, yeah. The year started with a tour called Rocklegenden, an East German singer-songwriter. His name is Dieter Maschinenbauer, from the former band Die Pudis, a real famous East German band. And he's 74 now. The band split, and so he needed a new drummer. I've been on tour with him, a bit with Sarah Connor, actually quite a lot, studio dates, and some drum festival stuff. Oh, yeah, but every day is something more or less. Honestly, I mean, the last years I played around 200, 250 shows a year, and having 20 studio sessions on top. So actually, when I'm home. I don't go that much to the rehearsal room. I still do a lot of practice pad stuff, but I can't remember all of the dates. Honestly, it's no joke. I have to look in my calendar to really see what happened.
Great. Okay.
It's like a big piece of time.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes. Talking about unique drum style, especially your playing, is really, really unique.
But I steal so much.
Yeah, but for everybody who hasn't seen you soloing, here's a small snippet for you, all in the audience, to see and have a clue what Felix playing is all about.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That was actually at the Geva headquarters, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that your own kit now?
Yeah, that's my kit. I got
That's
it at
your
home.
kit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's, how do you call that finish again?
It's purple heart.
Purple heart.
Purple heart wood. Yeah, it's really hard, thick wood color, but it's still with a beautiful tone to it. Fantastic drum set. It's like, honestly, like driving a sports car.
Okay.
I didn't drive that many sports cars in my life, but it feels fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I said that prior. You flew in yesterday, and I picked you up at the airport.
Yes.
And I think we should show our audience how it looks like being with you on the road. So let's have a look there.
No, don't show them.
Can you name 1 or 2 drummers that are actually your own personal drum heroes?
Alex Van Halen and Chad Smith.
Oh. And why?
Alex Van Halen, my father's a guitar player.
Yep.
So Van Halen was one of the main bands in our household when I was young.
Of course.
It goes that far that my sister named her firstborn Edward. Okay, now you know. And so Alex Van Halen is the drummer of my childhood. My girlfriend, she just put up a poster in one of our bathrooms.
Yeah.
And when I came back from a little tour, there was Alex Van Halen framed in the bathroom.
Oh,
I
wow.
was so close to ask her to marry me. So
close.
Yeah. This is so cool. Yeah, Alex. Just because I'm still stuck with Van Halen.
Of course.
I got all the albums on my phone.
Great.
And Red Hot Chili Peppers was like the first band that I choose on my own, next to Guns N' Roses actually.
Okay.
So Matt Sorum is also one of my heroes.
Yeah.
But Chad Smith, because he's so damn funky. And Blood Sugar Sex Magic is actually the record of my childhood.
Okay.
Got it in 1993 when I was 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
And wow, it blew my mind, sound-wise and playing-wise.
Yeah.
And it's actually I played with the album so many times. Put the headphones on when I was a little boy and played through the whole album again and again and again. So
Great.
this is something I did after school.
You're often getting compared, on the other hand, with drummers like Dennis Chambers or even Vinny Colaiuta, which is not a bad compliment at all, right?
No, it's not.
And what do you think? Where does it come from? Or
yeah, because I mean, I listen to both of them. Like, still, Dennis and Vinny give me sleepless nights.
Okay.
In my old apartment before I moved together with my beautiful girl, I had a really huge poster of Dennis Chambers in my bedroom.
Okay.
And this will not go in the bedroom in our new apartment. So, but okay, we still didn't find a place yet where to put Dennis. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Dennis Chambers was my first fusion music experience.
Okay.
When I was 10 or so, my father had a video cassette of John Scofield Band live in Hamburg, and when I saw this, it changed. Everything changed.
Okay.
And then came Sting. I got an older sister. She's 5 years older.
Okay.
She started with classical piano, and then she switched to bass. When she was 14, she switched to bass, and I was 9, and we had a band together. And she got a chart book with charts notes for the Sting album, 10 Summer Tales.
Oh, wow,
and
yeah.
so she started to play all those bass lines, and we had a video as well, Sting live in Oslo, 93, with Vinny on it. And it actually took me a couple of years. I thought that Vinny was the drummer for Police as well. And it took me a couple of years to find out to
get that right.
Yeah, those were two different bands actually. So for me, like, Vinny and Stuart Copeland sounded similar in a way, energy-wise, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but as a little boy, they seemed the same to me.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so with Sting came Vinny, and then after a while I found out the amount of session work he did, and like all the fusion he was, Alan Holdsworth, and on and on and on. But those two are my nerd heroes.
Okay.
Chad and Alex, like my
Nice.
childhood heroes, and the other guys were, till this day, I mean, Vinny gives me sleepless nights.
Uh-huh.
Really.
Yeah.
It gets better and better and better.
Sleepless night of everybody's drummer.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
Fantastic guy.
Are you up to listen to some music?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did you
And
burn
do
a CD?
Maybe we can do some air drumming on that.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you know that song. I hope so, that you know that song. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Ow! Yeah.
Know that?
Yes. Pound cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah! 16th bass. Gives me a good time.
Touring since months and the last years. Do you warm up normally, or do you have some warm-up routines? Yeah?
I mean, I warm up before every gig actually.
Yeah? Would you mind sharing it with us?
No, I mean I got like a 30-minute routine actually.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Can you slow it down, or can you?
It's actually pretty simple. I put the metronome to a tempo, and my starting tempo is 180.
Yeah?
And then I just do single strokes for 1 minute, 180.
Yeah?
Watching a cartoon at the same time is good. Then I take 30 seconds rest, like shake it off a little bit, and then I put the metronome up to 181. Only 1 BPM up. You don't feel it that much.
Yeah.
So it's no homeopathic
Whatever.
Thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I go to 181.
Yeah.
And I might do double strokes or paradiddle for 1 minute, 30 minutes break, 182, and I do this for 20 minutes of playing. So I end at tempo 200.
Okay.
And 20 minutes of playing, 10 minutes of resting in between. And so this is the thing I'll do, actually. It's pretty simple, but like warm
But you
up
need that time.
I want it. I feel better with it. If I don't do it, it's like I can. The touch is not there from the first moment. But I even do this. You know, when I'm at home, I don't go to the rehearsal room every day.
Okay.
But I do this routine every day. I really.
Welcome to Germany.
Oh, well, it's so great to be back.
Geiles Lick. So this is how it looks like being on the road with Felix.
What a strange guy that guy is. He's
Such a guy, that guy.
Great person, I have to say. And being on the road with you also leads me to the next topic of our show, because we asked several guys that I hope you know
Good point. Or
for
I can
some
remember.
statements about Felix. Let's have a look there.
My or our connection to Felix is since 1 year, maybe a year, pretty close. He is an ambassador of our brands. Luckily, he plays all of our brands like Remo, DW, and Peisty. And we are so happy to have Felix on board, because the unique thing about Felix, first of all, is from my experience, is that in every room he comes in, the light is shining. So he has a great personality. Is a very funny guy, very humbled guy, and it's always very fun to work with him. On the other hand, I think Felix is a person where you can feel that he was born on the stage. His unique playing is so easily, and on the other hand, so tight and connected, which is a thing from my experience you only can learn while playing on the stage. That's the main thing about Felix from my side. So glad to have him on board.
We didn't pay him to say that.
Yeah,
by the way.
that was my next question. What a great guy.
How is it for you to get such a feedback from Nico?
Yeah, I mean, Nico's really is a fantastic guy. I'm so happy to have him in my life, honestly, as a friend and like working with him. Yeah, it feels a bit strange. I'm not so good with compliments.
Okay.
There was a time when I had somebody gave me a compliment and I was just, okay. Not even saying thank you, but I learned that. It's fantastic. I mean, honestly, I love Nico. He's a fantastic guy. Thank you, man.
We do have another Nico now coming in.
Okay, which one could it be?
It's one guy, he is playing the guitar.
The guitar or the guitar?
No, the guitar.
Oh, okay.
Nico Schliemann from the band.
I really dig Felix's playing. He's like top of the game. He is. I love his tone. I love his time feel. He's a guy. He's always very prepared. And although he's like one of the most busy drummers in Germany, possibly, maybe not only Germany, he's just like one of the most busy drummers I know. And I've known him for quite a few years now. The first time we actually met and played together was like 2011, when I sat in for one song at a session gig where he played drums. And after that, we kind of knew where we were. But our paths just crossed sometimes during touring, because when he was playing like with Namiko or Sarah Connor and I was gigging with Glasperlenspiel, sometimes our schedules crossed and we met. What I love about Felix is that he is a guy, he really listens to what you do, and he is maybe the best drummer a guitar player could wish for, because his dad is a guitar player, and he knows all the guitar stuff. I think he even has more guitar music on his cell phone than I do, which is not easy. Yeah, I love him. He's a great dude, and I hope you're having fun with him. Cheers.
Thank you, Nico. man, but this guy's a nerd. He talking about being always prepared. Yeah.
He totally is, yeah. What do you think is it that a guitar player is looking for in a good drummer? Or, I mean, he gave you that compliment that you are one of the drummers every guitar player is looking for.
I hope a stable time and like to move some air. I mean, I'm a fan of rock guitarists and stuff, so they need a good ass kick, and they need some air from the cymbals out of the bass drum. They just need to feel it.
They definitely get it from you, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I had really endless jam sessions with my father together. It was a time when we played nearly every day together. So, Abe, I got to thank him. We talk more about my father than about anybody else. But hey, Nico, thank you. I don't know what it is. I'm just a fan of shredding guitar. And I never touched the guitar.
You never touched it?
No, my father showed me 2 chords.
And that's it.
I still remember them. It's actually a shame, but for me it's only drums.
Great. We do have a last statement, and it's from a totally different musician. Looking forward for his feedback or statement.
So, Felix Lehrmann, a great drummer. I met him, and the first time I've heard him, everything sounds to me like huge sounds, great timing, tight drummer. Coming from Germany, it's really kind of one of the best, and I know what I'm talking about, and appreciate his personality and his friendship, and we had many tours together. He's such a great person, very solid drummer you can rely to, not only as a percussionist but the whole band and especially singers. I love his way, his sounds, and it's a mix between Dennis Chambers and Vinny, and he's got still his own sound and identity. So we will hear more of this guy.
Oh man.
For everybody who doesn't know this great musician, his name is Rani Krisha. He's also playing with you at Sarah Connor, and also touring drummer, percussion player for Sting.
Oh man, Sarah Connor, last year when we toured with Sarah, he came right from the Sting and Peter Gabriel tour.
Oh, wow.
Like 10 weeks of playing with Vinny, and really, I was the next drummer he had to play with. He was still in the Vinny mode. I had to give it to him. I know Ronnie for over 10 years. We played with Orange Blue together for the first time. And when I heard he was on the gig, the band was in Hamburg, I was in Berlin, Ronnie lives in Cologne. And when I heard that we gonna have the chance to play together, I booked a ticket immediately, called this guy up and said, okay, Ronnie, I'm gonna fly to you. We need to check out the grooves for Orange Blue. He picked me up from the airport, made me a steak, and then we had a fantastic time in his rehearsal room.
Wow.
It's really, Ronnie is a fantastic guy. One of the
definitely
most brilliant musicians I ever played with, honestly. And at the time, if he grabs a shaker, you can really lean on that. Whoa,
and
so
he's
cozy.
playing more or less like a drummer when he's playing this.
No, he's just a percussionist.
But I think it's time to give it back to those people. You've prepared another performance, right?
Yes.
So let's hear that performance. If you want to go to the drums there. We're gonna hear the next performance from Felix. It's also tracked by Martin Miller. Martin, sorry for that, Martin Miller. And in itself, enjoy that beautiful piece of music, and then we are back with more interviews.
All right.
So the next topic of our show is equipment. And of course, if you're a busy touring drummer like Felix, you have to be prepared and you want to rely on what you're playing. And Felix, I want to give all our audience the chance to know what you are exactly playing today here in our show. Can you give us a run through the cymbal setup you're playing?
Absolutely. I'm in love with Paiste cymbals.
Yeah.
We got a 15-inch dark hi-hat here. I love it. It's big, got a lot of muscle to it.
Yeah.
The 22-inch Modern Essential China. I got it because I'm so much in love with Vinny. We got an 18-inch paper thin 602 crash here. 20-inch 602 thin crash. I just love to have them both. They shine a lot, really respond fantastically. And then we got a 19-inch dark crash, Masters dark crash here. Gives it just another option. And this one is beautiful too, 22-inch Masters dark crisp bright. It's fantastic. You can really see there's been a lot of stick playing. You can see the marks here. It's fantastic. They shine a lot. They respond fantastically.
Can you play them a little bit for us?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And the drums, they are from DW.
DW Drum
And to
Workshop.
be honest, I was sitting behind that kit early this morning when we prepared everything, and I never had such a low end coming from the toms
it's
in
really-
this studio. It's phenomenal. What is it? The shells are VLT, I know that, but
It's a
what is
maple
it?
mahogany mixture. And we got a 10, 12, and the 14 and the 16 here. 22 by 18 kick drum, and they got so much low. And if you sit behind it, you can really feel the floor toms shaking your testicles. Yeah, that's what they do.
The snare drum is in metal?
It's a thin aluminum. I think it's 14 by 5 or 14 by 5. It got a lot of crack to it. I just love that DW material. As I said, it's like driving a sports car. All the hardware, it's really like fixed and everything is there. It's beautiful. And on top, we got Remo Hats. I use coated Emperor here. They give it a big tone to every drum they put them on, but I mean, they sound especially fat. We got clear Ambassador on the bottom. And Ambassador coated on the snare drum, even though I'm a heavy hitter.
But
Yeah, but I love that feel. It's been there all my life. And I just need to have the snare with a little tone to it. I love it when it got the Chad Smith kind of ring to it.
Yeah.
I have no problem at all with this. So I might have to change it a little more often. But yeah.
Great. If you want to look more in detail, we got the complete equipment list from Felix, with the microphones and all his tuning settings and all that on our homepage on onlinelessons.tv. Just look into his course. It's totally free to watch that equipment list, Felix Lehrmann, and you get all the details there. And that leads us to our next chapter. Course! We filmed the course with Felix. He has been there since yesterday, and we filmed a complete course about a topic you might know about paradiddles, but his course topic is called Paradiddle Dreams.
Oh yeah.
Tell us why.
I dream a lot about paradiddles because it's the only rudiment I can play. I'm really in love with the paradiddle.
Okay.
I played it even before I knew what it was. I had this sticking in my head.
Yeah.
And a lot of grooves I tried to adapt were like more or less a paradiddle figure, especially like 6/8 kind of African feels. So it's been there all my life, and it's such a basic part, such an important part of my vocabulary. And so I had just thought this would be the best thing to show here, because this is what I mainly do.
Let's have a look inside the course. We prepared something and we cutted something for you.
Hello guys, my name is Felix Lehrmann. I'm from beautiful Berlin, Germany, and I'm here today at onlinelessons.tv, and I'm gonna give you some insight on the way I play, the way I practice. We're gonna talk a lot about the paradiddle, a sticking combination that I really admire, and we got 5 lessons for you, giving you insight on my playing. And please become a member. Join us here at onlinelessons.tv. Thank you.
Yes, and we also want to thank you for your time here, and we prepared something. If you watched the last show, you might know what's inside there. It's not an ordinary drum head.
Let me guess.
A drum artist whose name is Juliana, and you can find her on social media with Baraban Drums. Okay. She's painting on drum heads, and she has also been painting you. And look at that.
Oh,
that's
looks like a terrorist to me.
I think she totally nailed it. She totally nailed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Felix. That's for you. I hope it finds a good place on your wall or in your rehearsal place, or even, in your new flat.
Yeah.
That's awesome, totally. So thank you for that. Everybody who's interested in Felix's course, it'll be available from April 1st on onlinelessons.tv. And we are already coming to an end. Yeah, it's a shame.
You want me to play solo?
No, I would love to. If you want to sit there and go behind the drums, I would love to hear a drum solo from you.
Let's do it!
For everybody who joined in for the first time today, we are streaming a Online Lessons TV show on a regular basis, which means that the next Online Lessons show will take place on April 16th. And the guest we are having there on the show, his name is Wolfgang Hafner. And I'm really looking forward to having him on the show. And as I said, go on our webpage so you're always up to date for all the information. Thanks for every partner who made that possible. This show with Felix, like Geva Drums, DW Drums, Remo Drum Hats, Biodynamic, and all the other brands like Peisty. Thank you, Felix. Hope to see you soon back in our studio. Thank you.